You need to be in that lowest interior portion of the structure that you are inside. And this storm could certainly produce, just damaging straight line winds to 60 miles per hour, if not greater as well. And then also some quarter size hail. That's something that we've been seeing with these particular cells. Going to go back to the radar here again, just to give you a better look at where this cell is. And so again, you can see here this particular area of northeastern Berks County. So we're talking about, the Quaker City, Albany area here, this is Route 143. We're getting up into Trexler here, Wanamaker. So now we're crossing over into Lehigh County, northwestern Lehigh County, and then kind of straddling that border there with Schuylkill County. So this whole area right in here, definitely under the gun right now. This 143, Route 143 corridor up towards some of 309. This area for sure you need to be seeking shelter right now in that lowest interior portion of your structure, preferably your basement, and have that, protective feature, something you put over your head, something soft like a mattress or even a baseball helmet or something of that sort in that lowest interior portion of your structure to be safe here. Let me go back again and show you the tornado warning, the box, and what that encompasses. Okay. All right. So let me see if I can get you a better. Here we go. All right, so this is the area that's now under that tornado warning. Again, we've got Albany, Trexler, Stony Run. We've got Stony Run Valley Road, Kunkel's Mill Road, Kistler Valley Road. So we're talking about 143 in here. We've got Route 737. This is extending then over into Lehigh County. You can see Linville area, Linport, Lynn. All these areas that you see under this red box, you're in this tornado warning, which means you need to be in that basement of your house, preferably right now. Again, this is radar indicated still. The National Weather Service saying radar indicated. This tornado warning going until 2:45 p.m. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado located over Wanamaker's, a little bit southeast of Tamaqua, moving northeast at 15 miles per hour. So again, no confirmation of a touchdown at this point, but certainly a radar indicated there's enough rotation on the radar to allow the Weather Service to issue this particular tornado warning. Again, this going until 2:45 p.m. as I'll pop that up on the screen there for you to see. Real quickly, I do want to just show you folks that we also have numerous severe thunderstorm warnings as well surrounding this. Okay, look at all these warnings. Still a lot of Schuylkill County, northern Berks County here, northern Lehigh County, northern sections of Northampton County, southern reaches of Carbon and Monroe County. All these areas under just severe thunderstorm warnings for the next, 15 to 30 minutes for that possibility of at least damaging straight line wind gusts to 60 miles per hour and maybe that large hail that would be quarter size. Let me show you a radar loop. So you can just get a better sense of these particular cells. All right. So here's the loop. And you can see how all these cells have been queuing up within the last 1 to 2 hours. Maybe they're going to try to merge together as one little line. But certainly, the possibility there for these damaging winds. Look at all the lightning as well. I mean, this is incredible in the last several minutes, the amount of lightning strikes that have been firing up with these storms. So, lightning strikes in general, this is something you absolutely need to be taking seriously. You need to be seeking shelter indoors for a little bit of time now. If you're in a good chunk of the northern sections of the Lehigh Valley, northern Berks, Schuylkill County, Carbon, Monroe counties, these clusters of storms all moving into your direction here. Let's see if we have any storm reports coming in here about hail. Let's see here, storm reports. So it looks like, again, we don't have any confirmation of any sort of tornado touchdown at this point, northern Berks or northern Lehigh County where that warning is. We do have some reports recently of hail out to the west. Again, these storms potentially could be producing hail that is quarter size. And there you go. You can see this was back at a little after 1 o'clock in Lebanon, 1 inch diameter hail. That is severe criteria. That is the minimum for severe criteria, quarter size. So these storms certainly have a history of producing that, and they could certainly continue to do that if you're in the path of these particular cells. So again, let's go back here for those of you just tuning in And we've got a tornado warning that is in effect until 2:45 p.m. We're going to stay on the air with you until this warning expires. Here it is. The National Weather Service continuing to say radar indicated in the northern and eastern sections of Berks County. And then this goes into northwestern Lehigh County as well. This tornado warning till 2:45 p.m. We've got Trexler, Albany, Stony Run, Lynn, Linville, Lynnport. You can see all these roads here on the map. I can't really, I can't go. We got Alamangle Road. My apologies if I'm mispronouncing any of these roads here. Oswald Road, Shawsbury Road. We've got Mosserville Road, it looks like. Routes 309, 143, 863. All these sections in Lehigh and then Berks County here, 737, Stony Run, Kunkel's Mill Road, Stony Run Valley Road, Chrysler Valley Road. All of these locations under this tornado warning. If you're in these areas, you need to be in the lowest interior portion of your house right now, preferably your basement, as a tornado is certainly possible. We don't have any ground eye confirmation of one yet, but the radar indicated tornado prompted the Weather Service to issue this warning. I'm going to go back to the velocities here again where we look for that rotation. And so these reds and greens indicate the movement of precipitation in relation to the radar. The red is moving this way. The green is moving this way. The green's moving towards the radar. The red is moving away. So you look for that intersection between the two, and that's where you can get that rotation. And it looks like maybe right in here, this is the we've got, in Lehigh County now here, kind of a little bit southwest of Lynnport and Lynn. So this Route 143 area, seeing it doesn't, it's not really like, blowing off the charts to me here with regards to the strength of this rotation. Doesn't look like it's anything that significant, but nevertheless enough for the Weather Service to prompt this tornado warning. It does look like we've got a little bit of rotation here into Berks County as well. Now let's go back to the radar just to see where exactly the cell is as of late. Let's go here. So it looks like this is mostly now into northwestern Lehigh County. And the other thing that you want to look for sometimes on these reflectivities would be a hook. It can be tough, though, because if there is anything tornadic, it can be rain wrapped. And so it could be tough to, see anything that might be on the ground. Sometimes the radar has a tough time detecting that hook with there being so much rain, which we do have a lot of rain. I mean, flooding is a concern as well with these storms. But it looks like this cell that has prompted the tornado warning in northeastern Berks, northwestern Lehigh, it's mostly in northwestern Lehigh County now. So I would suspect if there is anything out there, folks here in the Wanamaker's area, Route 143 over towards Lynn, it looks like maybe there's a little bit of a hook in this particular area on the radar here. You could kind of see, right in here, maybe there's a little bit of a hook there. And so let's put a storm track on this. It's moving fairly slowly, only about 15 miles per hour off to the north and east. So I'm going to just do a quick storm track on this. Just need to change my properties up here real quick so we get this accurate. So, we'll do a little track, 15 miles per hour off to the north and east. So, here's some approximate times that this would be moving through a couple more locations with the potential for a tornado. We've got Roberts Corner. Basically right now, we've got Mosserville here, 2:34 p.m., Lockland about 2:40 p.m., Jordan Valley, 2:43 p.m., and Sagersville about 2:50 p.m. Again, these are approximate times that this cell would be moving into your area, bringing that potential for a tornado, but certainly damaging wind gusts to 60 miles per hour and that large hail that could be at least quarter size as well. We've got numerous severe thunderstorm warnings that are in effect outside of that tornado warning area. Again, just the threat for damaging straight line winds to 60 miles per hour and large hail encompassing a good chunk of northern Lehigh County, northwestern Northampton County, far southern reaches of Monroe County, southeastern Carbon County here. It looks like now the Weather Service expanding that severe thunderstorm warning further north into a lot of Monroe County. So as we go back to the radar here and we show you this okay, you're going to see how these storms are all lifting off to the north. They've been blowing up. We've got so much muggy air out there. There's a lot of juice available in the atmosphere. You get just the slightest amount of sunshine breaking through the clouds. That builds up instability in the atmosphere. To top it all off, a cold front is coming in from the west and clashing with this. So it's a fairly good setup for this severe threat. Just a reminder, we've got a severe thunderstorm watch in effect until 9 p.m. this evening for that possibility of severe weather. Even if you're quiet right now, it's not to say that we don't see something later on, but certainly focusing in the moment in the northern reaches of Berks County, southeastern, eastern sections of Schuylkill County, the northern sections of the Lehigh Valley, and now getting up into Carbon and Rowe County, this severe weather threat with these clusters that are trying to maybe form a little bit of a line here moving off to the north and watching for flash flooding. It looks like we do have a new flash flood warning now that was just issued here as well. Let's just see if we can take a look at where that is real quickly. And that's in that sort of that similar area where the tornado warning is, maybe a little bit outside of it. But again, the northern reaches of Berks County here, Hamburg, Albany, the 78 corridor, and certainly north of there in Berks County, Stony Run, Eckville, Quaker City, and then crossing over into far northwestern sections of Lehigh County. Flash flood warning now in effect here. This is going until 5:30 p.m. In this particular area. Now, good news, it looks like I'm seeing the Weather Service has just allowed the tornado warning to expire here in Berks County and Lehigh County. That is good to see. That's not to say that we don't get any additional warnings. The threat's still there, obviously. These approximate times, this is potentially when there could be a tornado. Again, radar indicated at this point, no confirmation of anything on the ground, but it certainly could happen at any time. We've got Belvedere within the next couple minutes, White, 3:13 p.m. Kalorama, it looks like 3:21 p.m. Blairstown, 3:26 p.m. Hope, around 3:30 p.m. The approximate times, again, that this would potentially roll through. Let's go to our storm reports and see if we have any. Actually, I want to go to the velocities before we do that. Let's go to the velocities. So, yeah, we can clearly see the rotation in here. Now, what this is, again, for those of you that have not seen one of these cut-ins before, we often show this product when it comes to tornadic activity. So, storm velocity, this shows us the movement of the precipitation in relation to the radar. Now, the radar, I'm going to zoom out here. You'll see it is down here in New Jersey, Burlington County, New Jersey, Mount Holly, New Jersey. So the reds would be precipitation that is moving away from the radar. Okay, so you can see the reds right here moving that way. The greens are moving towards the radar that way. So you find where those reds and greens are intersecting each other or touching each other, and then maybe you kind of look for a little bit of a spike in the color too, maybe a brighter shade of green or red. Sometimes too that can give a good indication of where that rotation is. But what we can see here is that it does look like, I'm just going to zoom in a little bit more. All right, so here we are. This would be this particular area right here, so a little bit southeast of Stone Church, kind of right towards the Delaware River, maybe just north of Fowl Rift. I look in here, I see, there's a little bit of a spike in green shade, and then we've got the touching with the red. So certainly some rotation right in this particular area. I'd say if there is a tornado on the ground right now, this would probably be where it is. My apologies, I lost that. Let me get that back here 1 second. Let's go back to this velocity chart here. All right, let's get that. There we go. So again, right in here, basically right along the Delaware River, I'm seeing, we see the rotation, the reds and greens touching each other. Okay, and there's a little bit of a spike, brighter shade of that green right there too. So that could potentially be where, if there is a tornado on the ground, it could potentially be right there. So certainly in this area right now, you need to be in that lowest interior portion of your structure, preferably that basement. If you're, Riverton Road here, it looks like, heading up towards Minunka Chunk. This is, up towards Route 46 there, just across the Delaware in Warren County, New Jersey, the White area, Ramseysburg. Stone Church. This whole general vicinity right in here, absolutely, you folks need to be in that lowest interior portion of your house right now, preferably that basement with, again, something protective over your head. with this area being under that tornado warning in effect until 3:30 p.m. I'm just going to go to another product here. This is what we call the correlation coefficient. So this shows us if there's anything different. We're looking at, like, if we see one solid color here, that means the precipitation is all the same. But then if we see an area where the colors have changed, that's something different. We know these cells have a history of producing large hail, certainly capable of that. So I would bet that what you're seeing here in the upper Mount Bethel area, Stone Church, this is going down along 611 here, down through Groovertown towards lower Mount Bethel. You can see those changes in the shades of the colors here on the correlation coefficient. That's probably hail. So even if this storm doesn't produce a tornado, obviously, still the very much threat is there for large hail, quarter size, at least in diameter. And then also just in general, some damaging straight line wind gusts to maybe 60 miles per hour, even if we don't get that tornado actually on the ground here. Let's go back again to the radar, and let's see, where this cell is now. And again, it looks like it's, basically right over top of the Delaware here. It's right in between, straddling that border between the Slate Belt region and then northwestern sections of Warren County in New Jersey. So Mononkechunk, Ramseysburg, down to White. This Route 46 corridor here, certainly I'd still say, portions of the Slate Belt, Upper Mount Bethel, Stone Church, down towards Riverton Road here, and then crossing over the Delaware into Belvedere in Warren County, New Jersey. All these locations still very much under the gun for that potential of a tornado. Again, radar indicated. I'm looking at the reports from the Weather Service at this point. I'm not seeing anything about a confirmation of a touchdown, just that this is radar indicated. And we'll go back here and try to put a storm track on this for you as this moves off to the northeast at about 25 miles per hour. So let's just draw this out here. And we'll go like that. And we've got, White here in the next couple minutes, obviously. Hazen, 3:17 p.m. Kalorama, 3:23 p.m. Blairstown, 3:28 p.m. Liberty, about 3:31 p.m. The approximate times that this cell comes through your area with that possibility of a tornado. If not, at least maybe quarter-size hail, large hail that could do damage, and even just those damaging straight-line wind gusts to 60 miles per hour to watch out for as well here. So let's just go back again and recap the tornado warning area from the National Weather Service. Again, this includes a lot of the Slate Belt region here. We've got Upper Mount Bethel under this tornado warning. We've got Groovertown. We've got Stone Church, Lower Mount Bethel, Foul Rift, White, Mononkechunk, Knowlton there, Hope, Brownings, Portland. All these locations under this tornado warning, which goes until 3:30 p.m., which means right now you should be in that lowest interior portion of your house, preferably that basement. Again, this cell was originally about 10 miles northeast of Easton, moving off to the north or northeast at 25 miles per hour. The main risk, a tornado, obviously, and quarter-size hail. And we've got locations, again, we mentioned Belvedere, Hope, Roxburgh, Columbia, Delaware, Water Gap, Portland, just to name a few. This includes the Interstate 80 corridor in New Jersey between mile markers 0 and 12. These locations all under the gun with this tornado warning. And the Weather Service, again, continuing to say this is radar indicated. All right, so still no confirmation of any sort of touchdown here. I'm going to go to my storm reports product with my radar, and we're going to see if we have any storm reports that have come in. It doesn't look like it at this point. Sometimes you'll see folks will report, a funnel cloud sighting or whatever, but it doesn't look like we've seen that at this point. Again, these storms do have a history of producing tree damage, and we've also seen the reports of large hail there earlier out to the west. So these cells absolutely have to be taken seriously. Just real quickly, also want to mention that, outside of this tornado warning, we've got multiple severe thunderstorm warnings. Now, the good news, it looks like we got some of those to be canceled here back across portions of the Lehigh Valley and the Poconos in Schuylkill County, Berks. But we still have a severe thunderstorm warning. And really, it's the same general area that's under the tornado warning, also a severe thunderstorm warning till 3:45 p.m. So still watching for that threat of damaging straight-line wind gusts to 60 miles per hour and the large hail in this same area where we have the tornado warning, even if there isn't a tornado. And then you've got a severe thunderstorm warning here encompassing a good chunk of, eastern sections of Warren County, New Jersey, Independence, Mansfield, Brass-Castle. This extends down into a large chunk of Hunterdon County in New Jersey as well. The Clinton vicinity, certainly I-78, getting down to Flemington area here, Delaware and East Amwell in Hunterdon County, New Jersey. Tewksbury as well in the mix. This severe thunderstorm warning till 3:30 p.m. Once more, watching for damaging straight-line wind gusts to 60 miles per hour and that large hail. Let's just go to the radar once more here in these particular areas to show you what we are dealing with. And so there you can see flooding. I mean, that's just another thing, too, to watch out for. These storms have a lot of juice to work with in the atmosphere. And it looks like we might have a new tornado warning now. Let's see what we have. I'm going to go back here to the tornado warning graphic here. There we go. Okay, so let's see what this latest tornado warning is. I'm going to remove that. So it looks like what they did here is they just expanded that. Oh, I see. Okay, so this tornado warning, we now have a tornado warning here for eastern sections of Hunterdon County in New Jersey. This one going until 3:45. Okay, so Weather Service, and again, this is once more one of these deals where it is radar indicated. Okay, so this cell is located over Flemington, or about 12 miles west of Somerville. It's moving northeast at 25 miles per hour, and so we'll zoom in. And we'll take a little bit closer look here at particular locations that are under this tornado warning. So again, if you hear a location that I read and you're living in this spot, you need to be in your basement now. If you don't have a basement, obviously the lowest interior portion of the structure that you're in. But we've got Pleasant Run, Flemington, Copper Hill, Montgomery, Higginsville, Branchburg, Driehook, up towards Tewksbury. Let's see. Let's just read a couple more locations here. We've got Lebanon, White House Station, Raritan. All these locations that I've just read off. If you live there, certainly a lot of this route to looks like 202 corridor here in Hunterdon County in New Jersey. You need to be in that basement right now with something protective over your head with this tornado warning that goes until 3:45. Let's go to the radar. On this one, with the velocities here, we'll see what kind of rotation we might have with this. And again, we can see, you've got several of these areas where the greens and the reds are touching. So right here, for instance, in the Flemington area, the Weather Service mentioned that this cell was kind of located over Flemington. So right here in the Flemington area, we've got, the greens and the reds here touching each other, the reds moving towards the radar. Okay, in this direction, the greens moving that way. So they're touching each other there. That's that area, that intersection is where the rotation.
A tornado warning has been issued for Hunterdon County and Somerset County, effective until 3:47 p.m.
If not, just damaging straight-line wind gusts to 60 miles per hour and the quarter-size hail. Excuse me. Let me go to the correlation coefficient product. Again, this is something we can use sometimes to look to see if we have any debris balls out there. We're looking at, the types of precipitation. You see all the colors the same. That's kind of all the same type of precipitation. But then if you see an area where there's something different, that indicates, something that's not the same type of precipitation in there. We know we have hail out there. You can see some of this discoloration here, a little bit north of Flemington, up towards Tewksbury. That could certainly be hail that's being picked up right now. But let's go back to the radar on this particular cell. If I can get that to load up. There we go. So once more in this Flemington area, up towards Branchburg, Tewksbury, this whole area kind of between like 202 and 78 in Hunterdon County, New Jersey. From roughly 31 and points east, Route 31 and points east, I'd say we've got to be under the gun here for sure for that possibility. And then you've got a large chunk of, the rest of Warren County here in New Jersey, Route 46, Mansfield, Hackettstown area, Oxford, Brass Castle, Vienna, all under the gun for the possibility of damaging straight line wind gusts to 60 miles per hour, quarter size hail. And then the same area down here in Hunterdon County, New Jersey as well, where we have that tornado warning. It's also a severe thunderstorm warning surrounding that tornado warning, the severe thunderstorm warning down here going till 3:30 p.m. The good news back to the west here, things may be a little bit quieter as of late, but we do have that severe thunderstorm watch that remains in effect until 9 p.m. this evening. For the possibility of additional severe thunderstorms. Okay, we could have a line that comes in later on. We've been watching. Let me show you the satellite and radar loop here. What we've been following, watching these clusters of storms that have been moving north. Okay. You can see over the last few hours, this cluster that really bubbled up here across the I-78 corridor continues to push off to the north, and so that's what we're really focusing in on at the moment. I think probably within the next 1 to 2 hours, a lot of this is out of here. But then as we look back to the west, we can see some additional cells firing up over central and western Pennsylvania. That's with a cold front that is creeping towards us, and the atmosphere certainly unstable. If you step outside, you feel all that humidity out there, that mugginess combined with the daytime heating and the sunshine, that gets the fuel going for the storms. All right, and they can grow off of that. And so we're going to continue to have those type of conditions as we move forward here later afternoon into the early evening. So we might see maybe an additional line. Some of the models are hinting at sort of an additional line of storms firing up later on that comes through. Still remains to be seen just how strong those are when it gets here. As there could be, what we're getting right now could be robbing the atmosphere a little bit of that fuel for the storms. Okay, so that could be a good thing for what happens later on. Maybe those storms that come in later on aren't as intense. Still a little too early to say for sure, but that's, again, something that we'll be watching for here a little bit later on. But the here and now, again, watching this cluster closely as it moves off to the north. Just to recap once more, we've got active tornado warnings here, a couple of them. Again, this one here for the Slate Belt region of Northampton County and then northwestern reaches of Warren County in New Jersey. This tornado warning going until 3:30 p.m. So we've got 4 minutes left on this. We're hoping that when we get to the expiration time of this warning, the Weather Service will allow it to expire. I'm just going to go back here and look at the cell again. Let's go back to the velocities on this to see what the rotation might be like. And, again, we see rotation in here. It's not jumping off the charts for sure, but you can see the greens and the reds. It indicates precipitation that's moving in different directions in relation to the radar. And so, where those greens and reds are touching here, this kind of area, a little bit west of Blairstown, Knowlton here in Warren County, New Jersey, that's where potentially there could be a tornado somewhere along that intersection line. Okay, and so this is moving off to the north and east. We'll just put a storm track on that. We've got Swayze's Mills within the next couple minutes. Hope just after 3:30. Blairstown, if this is extended further onward and is able to survive this cell, it'll be 3:39. Ebenezer, 3:39 p.m. Hardwick, about 3:45 p.m. the approximate time that rolls through. And then meanwhile, down to the south, we've got this tornado warning that's going till 3:45 for eastern sections of Hunterdon County in New Jersey, the Tewksbury area, Lebanon area. Looking at the rotation here, it looks like, again, you can kind of see those greens and reds Maybe it's starting to move out of the area. We potentially on the backside here as well, there could be a little rotation, although I'd say it's probably more so in this area, kind of, a little bit east of Tewksbury. So maybe it's starting to move out of the heart of our area, our viewing area, which would be good news. But nevertheless, that tornado warning, let me go back to that here real quickly here in Hunterdon County. For those folks, we've got, let's see, there was that tornado warning there it is, tornado warning. This one going until 3:45 p.m. here. Bear with me one moment. My radar is, okay, there we go. So, again, eastern Hunterdon County in New Jersey, Flemington area, Darts Mills, Driehook, Higginsville. We've got Stanton there, Tewksbury, all of these particular locations, that Route 78 corridor, stretching down across Route 22, White House, Pleasant Run, all of these particular locations, Rockefeller Mills, Higginsville, these locations all under this tornado warning, which goes until 3:45 p.m. And so you need to be seeking shelter immediately in the basement, lowest interior portion of the structure that you live in, preferably with something protective over your head. Okay? It looks like the Weather Service has allowed the tornado warning that was in effect for the Slate Belt and Warren County, New Jersey, that they are allowing that to expire. So that is good news there. I apologize. I'm choking a little bit of my spit. My apologies. It's been a long day. But nevertheless, this warning is going to expire. So that's good news there. We still have a severe thunderstorm warning that goes until 3:45 surrounding that area. So still have to watch for those damaging wind gusts to 60 miles per hour and some quarter-size hail. Could you get me some water, please? Thank you so much. This is live television, folks, so we roll with the punches here. And fortunately, I have a floor director who just popped in, so he's going to get me a drink of water. So I appreciate that very much so, because I've been on the air here for about a half hour now covering this, and we were on earlier, of course, too. Excuse me. So water is coming shortly. Just bear with me. I'm doing my best. Again, we have this tornado warning here in Hunterdon County, New Jersey. This one going until 3:45. This is still radar indicated, so we don't have any confirmation of a touchdown at this point. I'm going to go to my storm reports here, and we're going to see if anybody has reported. So we do have, looks like, let's see what we got right here. Raritan Township, I reported this earlier. This was a little bit ago, about a half hour ago. Trees down on wires in Raritan Township. Excuse me, just in general, the threat is there. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for the water. The threat is there for just damaging straight line wind gusts and quarter-size hail. All right, I had to take a swig of water there to give me a refresher. I appreciate it. So the good news is that, again, we lost that tornado warning that was up in Northampton and Warren County, New Jersey. We still have this tornado warning going until 3:45. Let's see if I can get that back up here. There it is. All right, so this tornado warning here still goes till 3:45 for eastern Hunterdon County, New Jersey. All right, so Flemington area, Tewksbury, Branchburg. We still got about 15 minutes on this warning. Let me go back to the radar and just see what we're looking at here with regards to any rotation. Let's see. Okay. So, we're seeing these clusters of storms. And the way they're moving, there's a little bit of a hook echo there sometimes that you see. That can sometimes indicate that rotation. So this is north of Flemington now. Again, I think probably this is, I got some more water coming. That's great. Like the sports department is helping out now too. I love it. Everybody's getting involved here. This is great. Thank you so much, Dan. I appreciate it. So we're looking at, we look for these hook echoes, and it's not, nothing's really like jumping out here, okay? And again, we haven't seen any confirmations of a touchdown with a tornado. It's just all radar indicated. But these storms certainly have a history of producing, just in general, straight line wind damage, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and then, quarter-size hail as well. So if you're in the path of these storms, you have to take them seriously, regardless if there's, even if there's no tornado, they still mean business. We're watching all of this stuff pushing off to the north. These clusters, it's trying to form like some sort of a broken line here now as well. So, we're going to have to watch some of the Poconos here, some of northwestern New Jersey within the next several minutes. It looks like back to the west, things are much quieter off to the south here. That's good news. But that's not to say that we don't get an additional line of storms fire up. I just wanted to show you real quick here what our future SATRAD model is showing, because this is showing, watch this line. Look at this. This is getting, to 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock. There could be an additional line of storms, and sometimes when we see something like this, it's a damaging straight line wind threat. Maybe there's a brief weak spin up of a tornado along the line, but, this is something that several of our model products are hinting at later on. So we've got this initial cluster of storms right now. We've had these tornado warnings. I would suspect by, roughly 5 o'clock, a lot of this has exited the region. Then we've got a lull, and then we might see that second line queue up. Now, maybe some of these storms that we're dealing with rob the atmosphere of that instability out there, which would be good news. But it's still possible. We still have other dynamics at play that maybe later on there's something to watch for as well. Of course, we have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect for the entire area until 9 o'clock this evening. All right, so let's go back here and show you everything we've got going on. We've got a tornado warning that is still in effect for, this is eastern Hunterdon County, New Jersey. Let me just get this map back up here correctly. All right, so eastern Hunterdon County in New Jersey, 78, Lebanon, Stanton, down to Flemington. They're still under this tornado warning at this point until 3:45. The other one expired that was in effect for the Slate Belt and Warren County, New Jersey, so that's good news. But we still have ongoing severe thunderstorm warnings highlighting a lot of this particular area. I'm just going to show you this to you one more. There's a flash. We got flash flooding too, obviously, to watch out for. Flash flood warning here, by the way, for northern Berks County, northwestern Lehigh County. That's going till 5:30 p.m. Just going to move over here real quickly again. And bear with me one moment. I'm just going to pop that tornado warning box back up and show you again, eastern Hunterdon County, New Jersey, Flemington area, Tewksbury down to Flemington, encompassing that Route 202 corridor, and I-78, that entire area. If you live under that warning, you need to continue to be in that lowest interior portion of your home, preferably that basement. Let's see here if we have any other, just reading over the National Weather Service, they have a live feed. So they did report, let's see here.